Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Thanks everyone as always for joining us. Connor Mack joining me on as he does most Fridays. Pretty frazzled day for me, Connor. No power in my house. Have been in the bar all day. Had to get a late start on capping. Just been a crazy day for me, Connor. How's your day been?
Same. Kind of same for me. A little late, running around. Obviously, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and a huge MLB card. But I'm ready to roll. This is what I love doing.
Beautiful. Yeah, great. And I've turned up my headphones so loud that I can hear you without even having to wear them on. So good
Beautiful.
to this. We've rearranged the studio a bit as well. So new table, everything's weird. No power in my house. It's just a weird day for me, Connor. But luckily for me, I do have some action hopefully here today. I'm gonna talk it all out with everyone, and we're gonna get shit rolling. Connor Mack, how's the baseball season been for you so far?
It's been good. So far, so good for me. I've rarely had any like really bad days where it's been the shits. So, and I haven't been betting a ton though, too. You know, there's been no 8 or 9 bets for me in a day. Props, but that's a lower amount for me, full unit bets. So it's been good, but it probably will increase middle we get to June, July when baseball is going to be the only thing in town. So.
All right. Well, beautiful, Connor. I'm excited to talk about this card with you.
And Jose, wait, before you do that, we need to turn your shit around. I know it will happen, but let's get it rolling here.
It's
today.
It's the start of it.
Right. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Start of it, hopefully. 2 and 3 day yesterday, so not too awful. We've had worse, thankfully. Or I should say not thankfully, but we've done better. We've done worse, so we're gonna keep rolling like we've been mentioning here. Shout out to everyone, like we mentioned, joining us as well. Mally Mal, Damon Santori, Rocco Rogers, Professor Chris, Par Langell, Justin McIvy, Brian Watson. All you guys, thanks for joining us. Let's get right into this game. Let's get right into the slate here. First game on our slate, we've got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Pittsburgh Pirates here. By the way, very close, perfect game for Drew Smiley today. We'll mention real quick. Shout out to him. But my guy, King Felix, keeps having the last perfect game. Shout out to him. But Reds Pirates here. Mitch Keller, Graham Ashcraft. I feel like we saw this matchup like 16 times last year. I don't know. It's just me. But we saw obviously these guys or these pitchers go against these same teams last year. And you guys saw last outing for my guy Graham Ashcraft. I think he officially became my guy. I don't know. He's been rated really high this year so far in Stuff Plus, which we talked about. Is just a way to quantify how good the pitcher's movement on his pitches. Right now, he's still at 4th, 126. He went out there, dominated the Phillies last time, 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, and a 13-0 win. I think they can go out here and do it again to the Pirates. The Pirates whose bats have been pretty hot, as we all know. Mitch Keller, who's been pretty good, has faced this Reds team already once. It was his opening day start when he was the opening day starter. Shout out to him. I think he can go out there and pitch well, and I think redemption kind of will be on his mind, so I'm a little worried on that aspect. But my first 2 leans here were Reds first 5 and full game, Reds first 5 money line, and then first 5 under here. Connor, what do you think?
I don't mind the Reds play. It's just tough. The Pirates have been playing so well, and I think yesterday I didn't play it, but I thought maybe the Reds yesterday. Pirates jump on them. They don't score again and end up hanging on, 4-3. So maybe this is the day and this amount, the number's gone down a little bit. I like the under a little bit better, what you just talked about here. Keller's been a guy I've been able to count on at home. The flip side with Ashcraft, he's been phenomenal. He's got great stuff to put away. I worry about his walks. He's kind of got by the last couple starts. He's had 3 and 4. But he's got out of it. So it's tough to trust the Red Sticks. I wanted to touch on the prop here. India, one of the lone guys, especially at the top. Really, that's all for this Reds lineup. 4 for 9. Take his over 1.5 plus 135. I thought there was great value there. Or even his jack, it's plus 850. So I looked there, but I do like the under. A little bit is could he had a bad start? Ashcraft here. Visconti behind the plate here is more of an over-ump. He's already 4-0 to the over. I don't love that, but I was with you here. I don't mind that Reds early, but I like the under here with you a little bit, 4.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'll see. I was leaning definitely towards Reds first 5 money line. Obviously, the Reds bats are always going to be a question, but I think they can get to Mitch Keller here. They've seen him before, back to back last year, 5 earned run appearances, then ended off his year. I think it was the second to last start for him with I think it was a 5 innings pitch, 1 earned run. So, shout out to him there. I'm just a little worried about that revenge factor after that opening day start. So I'll keep an eye on that game. We'll keep moving on. Shout out to the chat as always.
Pirates been raking though, real quick.
I agree with you there.
Swinging it. So yeah, maybe we can get something light early here with these two pitchers.
You know, it's funny we think the Pirates have been swinging it recently in the last 2 weeks or so. Weighted runs created plus about average 97 against righties and 100 for the full season against righties too. So
maybe Coors. It's a little Coors too, where they scored, a little bump from there, and yeah, that's not that great. Come back down to average too. And once you start to see Pirates playing good baseball, which is great, but now they're become favorites. That's what a little bit yesterday. I know they're a team on a roll and winning. They leave Colorado. That's why the people talk about you wanted to fade them yesterday. But yeah, still they're not a team really I want to lay juice with. So that's another thing right now with them.
All right. Well, we're glad we can agree with us there, Connor. Let's move on to our next game here, and I'm going to do some producing after I give the intro for this game. So I might be gone for a little bit, but White Sox Rays here, an interesting matchup just because we've obviously got a Rays bullpen day with our guy Calvin Fotcher, I believe is how we pronounce his name. He's pitched a lot this year so far. He's obviously been a reliever. His first start was last time in a 2 2/3, 2-hit, 1 earned run appearance against the Blue Jays, excuse me. But do I really want to trust him? Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, this is absolutely White Sox or pass for me because I guess, again, I've been a Kopech guy this year just because I saw the video or I knew a little bit earlier that he was tipping, and then I backed him in his next start. Of course, I got fucking burned in his next start too because it was a 1-0 game against the Pirates. But I still believe in the guy. He gave up 3 earned runs against a good Baltimore Orioles offense last time out too. I think he can get to the Rays, but I don't really want to pay and put my faith in him that heavy. So I think I ended up passing on this game as well, Connor. Now I'll be back. I have to turn you down a little bit.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pass too. I don't blame anyone for wanting the Rays here in this one. And Criswell, obviously, he's going to be the primary in this game, which I don't trust. But the Rays, these guys just come in and out, and I don't blame it. You talked about the tipping pitches. He's looked better the last couple. I think there's value with the White Sox. I just have trouble betting this White Sox team. Jose, until I see something and they get hot, I really do not want to look their way, and I've been on the Rays a ton already, and they're going to start getting outpriced. So I could see, I just don't want Kopech really on the road. And the problem with him, he's always working so hard. He's a guy like Snell. There's always men on base. He's always walking guys. He's always trying to, he's got to get through 5 innings. That's basically, unless he's just mowing people down, he can get to 7. So you're going to see the bullpen, and that was enough just to keep me off here in the end.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I'm kind of feeling the same way about the White Sox. They're just kind of a team that's hard to back at the end of the day. It's always a little worrisome. So I think an easy pass there for us, Connor. Let's move on to my first bet. And everyone knows why I'm making this bet. I don't feel like I have to go very much into detail here. Noah Davis versus Aaron Nola. I think this is the third of the minus 300 fades. I can look that up here later, but Noah Davis, I believe, was the first guy who was minus 300 favorite against Luis Castillo in his last appearance, and he pitched well. 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. I mean, that's as good as you can get, really. And am I obviously worried that he can go out there and do it again? Yeah. But he's shown to be a capable pitcher in the major leagues against a good lineup, a lineup that is, okay, I guess I can't say better than the Philadelphia Phillies, but I think it's good. I think it's a good lineup. So I'm on Rockies' money line here. I think Aaron Nola has been struggling this year as well. He's given up runs in all of his starts. So maybe the Rockies can sneak across some runs and we can stun some people here. So I'll be interested to see how Aaron Nola does, especially because he's a contract here. You know, you don't really see players struggle when they're about to be a free agent. They always come out there and bring their best shit. But 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs in his last 3 appearances. So we'll see what happens. But Rockies for me here, Connor.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Rockies. You know, with the big win yesterday, the Phillies were kind of hot, scored a ton of runs, and they didn't get anything. I thought they were going to get some runs there yesterday, and didn't. There's no way I could back them, and this seems like a good bounce back. I like the over here. Rockies, you talked about, hit Nola. I don't trust Noah Davis, and the Phillies just got nothing. I think they get some runs here. So, yeah, I don't blame you for the huge number. I'm not going to lay it with the Phillies. Maybe they romp. But at this number, I think this is a dead over, and I'm on it.
Yeah, I guess technically, if I were to cash this bet, I would think the bet would be more likely to cash if it was an under, I suppose. But we'll see.
I don't think Davis. He's been all right throughout, in the minor league, his career. I trust him here, not really, and maybe he does shove. But under 9. All right with it. After yesterday's 5-0, I think we get some runs here today. And like I said, Rockies have success against Nola, who hasn't looked great. So maybe they can get a few runs who struggle on the road. That always scares the shit out of me. They got 5 yesterday. The Rockies go dormant here on the road, but I'll take it at 8.5.
Kind of shocked there wasn't another minus 300 on this card, but we'll talk about
Aren't
that.
the Angels close?
They're very close. They're absolutely close. But I was sure that was not a minus 300. I thought that was going to be like minus 350, but they're not, surprisingly enough. Detroit Tigers, Baltimore Orioles. I think I've mentioned this before when these guys play, but I just remember this matchup just being 2 shit bum teams, 2 just organizations that are rudderless, and we wanted nothing to do with them. And now the Orioles are the talk of the town. They've got Tyler Wells going for them, who last year was one of my guys. Like, I liked betting on him a lot. And he's had 2 starts, 1 appearance this year. That first appearance was a really, really good one, but that was in a relief role coming in for a hurt Kyle Bradish. And I respect him for doing that, but I kind of thought he had the advantage there as well. His other 2 starts, his last start specifically at the White Sox, 3 earned runs there and a win. And then versus the Yankees before, 6 innings, 4 earned runs, and a 5-3 loss there against the Yankees. So honestly, I think he can touch Chipper here again because I think he might be one of the guys that just really is getting, I don't know, if negatively affected by the shift. And he's a ground ball pitcher, he's a sinker baller, so maybe more balls getting through for him. But I think he can get touched up here. He got touched up twice against Detroit last year. And I obviously don't have much faith in Lorenz in here. So a lean was that I wrote, and I thought about making official here, and we'll talk it out here, look at the chat. But over in this game, over 9, just hopefully picking on 2 bad pitchers. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, because you look at the Orioles, the price to me is just a little bit out there. You kind of go for their team total, I mean. And if not, just that, they're the home team taking them run line, if you want to go that route. If you think you beat them up. Tigers don't hit enough for me. I get if I know they could go in, what are they? 29th in the league altogether hitting. It doesn't matter too. Lefties and righties, I think they've been pretty bad all around. Both these pitchers, Lorenzen, in the past, I never really liked. He's the consistent 4 ERA, 5 ERA. He got blasted. Can he pitch better? I don't know. I backed Orioles a ton. I love this team. If I had more faith in the Tigers, I'd almost like to take them. And Lorenzen, first 5. Can't do it. I need a bigger number. So I'm off as well. So I hope you get runs here.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only faith I have, like the only little glimmer of faith I have in backing a little bit of Tigers offense here is that past experience against Wells and last I don't know, I won't call it 2 weeks, but it's from the 9th until today. So whatever span of time that is, they're 19th in the league, 91 weighted runs created plus. When in the full season they're 80. Their 80 weighted runs created plus is 27th. So
Yeah,
heat up a little bit. Heat up a little bit.
maybe they were very bad early. Yeah, and then I took him as a dog, kind of with like the Royals, and they'd have a few games. But if he's in the lineup, is Miggy in the lineup? 3 for 3 here. I was taking a look at him. Is he in?
That's a great question. Let me refresh.
Yeah, he's DHing. Maybe put a little on the old man there. 3 for 3 with a jack. You know.
Sure. I always endorse Miguel Cabrera bets.
Yeah, little Miggy.
And by the way,
He'd still get in that box, right, Jose?
Yeah, he had a walk off.
Yeah.
He had a walk off this year. What do you say about the guy? He's looked very bad, but it's okay. I still love the guy. And a full line.
He's very good. Shit. His numbers speak for himself. Shit.
The GOAT. That's my GOAT, Connor. That's my GOAT.
There you go.
Next game on our slate, another bet that I have here. I'll see what the chat says during the show about that over 9 was my play there. But the next game is another play for me, and shout out to my guy DG. I'll keep riding. I'm on the Kikuchi train. First 5 money line here for me. He's pitched. It's been really hit or miss, I guess, at the end of the day with Kikuchi. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run last time out against the Tampa Bay Rays. That was great. Before that, against the Angels, 4 1/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs. Not as great. And then before that, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Kansas City Royals at the Royals. Obviously, the Yankees will probably be the best offense he's faced so far. I'll hear. Well, actually, I don't think so. I think the Yankees' offense is especially bad, especially with no Mike Stanton. So he's faced them plenty of times before, 6 times last year, twice as a reliever, 4 times as a starter. 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs. I just think I think that he can get to the Yankees lineup here and hold them down for a little bit. And Domingo Germán, I challenge you to go have another start like you had last time. We'll probably all remember his last start. He dominated 6 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run. But then we just had those like consistent sticky checks. And now after Max Scherzer's whole thing, who knows what's going to happen here? Because he was obviously the first guy into the spotlight, told to go wash his hands, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll be interested to see how that goes for him. I think he struggles here. So Toronto first 5 money line for me, Connor. Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Toronto could get to him as well. What are we going to get from him? Like the first start, he had 8 Ks, no walks, 5 walks, no Ks. And then he had that good start against the Twins with 11 Ks and no walks. He's kind of guy that's been up and down. I just can't back Kikuchi. And he's had some good game, like you just talked about, against these Yankees. It's kind of like good or bad, or he'll be out by the 4th or 5th, and he gives it 4 or 5 runs. Then you just stack with righties here. And some guys have success, Torres is 8 for 18. A few other guys have some solid numbers. LeMahieu 7 for 19. I'm going to stay off. Wind's blowing in, kind of dead here, 10. I'm just off in the end. I did have Bo Bichette. Bichette happens here. 3 for 8 with a couple jacks. Take his jack. Plus 625. Bo Bichette, baby. He's rolling. I'll take it.
All right. Shout out to Bo Bichette there. Future AL MVP if you talk to Dennis Garcia. Next game on our slate, Miami Marlins, Cleveland Guardians here. Braxton Garrett versus Zach Plesac. A pretty easy pass. Zach Plesac shit his pants in his first start, and that kind of colored my whole season for him so far. But he's pitched fine in his last 2 appearances. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. Only 2 of them earned against the Nationals in a 6-4 win against the Seattle Mariners. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 7-6 win. And, shockingly enough, like I said, he's been kind of up and down this year. Won all of his starts so far. Even won the 1 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs appearance against the Oakland A's, a 12-11 victory for the Cleveland Guardians that day. It just was an easy pass here with both offenses not pitching or not hitting as well. I will give a shout out. Miami has done a lot better than their season average last 2 weeks against righties. 106 weighted runs created plus. That's 10th in the league, so a little bit above average. So maybe they can get the Plesac here. But this is just another scenario where I thought it was an easy pass here. Where I didn't want to even try to bother because at the end of the day, Miami and Braxton Garrett's just kind of hard to trust.
Yeah, Plesac's had some trouble, but I won't go too deep. I mean, I think I just see rain and more rain here. Jose, is this game even going to go? I don't think it's a
question. That's a good question. I did hear someone mention that Parlangel said that the mini game is not going confirmed today, so we won't have to worry about that. But I have not seen anything, but I do agree with you. I do also see that rain.
Yeah, I see a ton of rain. I think it's a good spot for Plesac here at home. Right when I look at this with Garrett, and what do we get from the Guardians? I always think with their offense, are we going to get them here, score some runs or not? So I think there's rain, but I want the under. I wanted an 8. I didn't get it. Obviously, it's 7.5. But cold, rain, if it does go, I'd look at the under.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I learned that lesson last night. It was a rainy Dodgers game last night. I bet the Cubs team total over, thinking, oh, the wind, and then they delayed it. And by then, I was like, well, this is fucked because
and then Cubs blow up today.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I bet team total over 5 yesterday, and they blow up for fucking like 13 runs today. So,
yeah, seeing him again too. And, Dodgers got a lot of guys out. Betts was back in, but that lineup I thought was weak. Other than the top 4, they have some problems.
That's what the Dodgers lineup is nowadays, right? It's just a weaker lineup.
Yeah. But with Will Smith gone and stuff it's really weak. That's what,
Yeah.
With guys like that out, it's tough.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. It's so funny that the Dodgers have just clearly written their intentions on the wall for everyone to see. We're getting under the luxury tax this year, and then we'll give all of the money to Shohei Ohtani next year. That is just like their clear plan, and I'm excited to watch that happen. And by the way, Connor, congratulations on getting a new baseball team, perhaps.
Yeah, Vegas soon. 3 years or 4 years? 26, 27.
That shit's gonna speed up quickly. That they'll build that thing and they'll be like next year, like, oh, the Vegas A's.
Yeah, they got to get out of Oakland, man.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be. I'm very interested to see the first game after that announcement. The first game back in Oakland. Be interested to see how that goes for them. Next game on our slate, a great matchup, a World Series rematch. Astros Braves, Hunter Brown versus Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder, who has pitched well. What can we say about him? He gave up 3 earned runs against the Royals last time out, but it's just been good otherwise. He was 3 earned runs and a 9-3 victory, so you'll take that every time as the Braves. Against the Reds, 6 1/3, 6 hits, no earned runs. And his first start, 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs against the Cardinals, and won all the starts. It's been an underdog against the Cardinals, but just rolled. And I'm kind of leaning towards the Braves here, but overall, honestly, Connor, I thought over in this game because
it's gone that way real quick. A little bit. I mean, it's pushed. What has it gone to 9? Has it come back? Let me look at it here.
Connor, the over is cashed in Bryce Elder's last 2 games over 8.5. The over is cashed in all of Hunter Brown's starts this year for the Astros.
This umpire too is an over umpire. Too.
Yeah,
he's already 3-0 the over.
The other overs that I leaned on. I had a couple overs written down. I didn't know what to do with them so far, and like I said, I wanted to talk it out, but this just seemed like an over spot to me. The 6th best offense against righties in the last few week and a half. The Astros are, shockingly enough, their Astros or their offensive woes are starting to hopefully be a thing of the past for them, and the Braves are just going to keep doing what they do. So I'm very much interested in this over, like I mentioned.
Yeah, with Nelson behind the plate, like I mentioned, he's an over. I think they see all of this, and both these pitchers pitch really well. And this seems like the perfect spot. So much his dominant stuff with Brown, but going to Atlanta, I know. What did he go to Minnesota and had a good start? 1 already on the road. Did Brown?
Yeah, 7-2 2 hits, 1 run, not even earned in Minnesota.
Yeah, but going to the Braves here, they could rock it. And he struggled. Obviously, he's more matured and he's got unbelievable shit. But he's got hit around a little bit, in the minors early on. But that happens with guys. But that could happen. I could see that here. Maybe he kind of blows up a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if he dominated too. And Elder, he's a crafty guy. He doesn't touch barely over 90. But he's got all right stuff. Hits the corners. I lean the Braves. If at this game, I just think this is a good watch. I think there could be runs too. They both get hit, and we've seen it move. Yeah, basically 9 everywhere. Jose, this total.
It's funny. It was a 9 on Bovada earlier, and I just refreshed, and I've got an 8.5 now, -120.
I still see 9s though everywhere.
Beautiful.
A lot of places. I mean,
I'll be taking that 8.5 then. I'll be moving.
There's a bookmaker 8.5. Right. Wait. Yeah.
So I can't wait. I'll be watching that game intently. Well, actually, I won't be because I live in fucking Texas, and obviously that shit's blacked out. But I'll find my way. I use my nefarious websites to get eyes on those games. So over 8.5 for me, -120 there.
I lean the Braves. I was I haven't pulled the trigger, but that's where I'd be. They got shut out too. I watched that game against the Padres, that 1-0 game the other day. Get back home here, rest. I like them a little bit.
I agree wholeheartedly. If I had to pick a side, it's the Braves here for me too. I just think right now I think they're the best team in baseball. Them and the Rays, if you want to count them as well. But I think the Braves are really, really good. Next game on our slate, Red Sox, Milwaukee Brewers here, Connor. And this always happens to me. The Red Sox game, since your ESPN app puts your favorite team on the top, I always end up capping the Red Sox games. Just because I always just end up just forgetting that it's up there. So I didn't even cap this game. Freddie Peralta versus Nick Pivetta. But I knew this was a pretty easy pass for me to start off with. First of all, Freddie Peralta -170. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. And if I had to pick a side gunpoint, it's obviously the Brewers here just because I don't trust Nick Pivetta. But earlier in the morning with Jimmy the Bag, obviously, we had some money and line movement towards the Red Sox, it seems. So I was just kind of up in the air. I passed on this game, maybe a sneaky over 2 here, but nothing for me on this one, Connor.
Yeah, Red Sox, they kind of just score all those runs. Right, was that yesterday for you for that win? It seems just like the shit spot for them. I do think it's the Brewers. It seems like Peralta to get right. I watched that whole start in San Diego. I thought they left him in too long. I think they were trying to get Cruz. He had him 0-2. He gives up a hit and the first pitch to Cronenworth. We'll talk about him later. The little prop action. He takes him deep, and I thought they left him in just too long. But I think he pitches better here. Yeah, I don't love laying the run line at home. And what do we get from Pivetta, your guy here, Jose? I mean, he can be good on the road. He can be bad. His problems with the long ball. He struggled with. And there's some guys that have hit him, Renfroe's only 1 for 1 with a homer, but Yelich has a couple homers. He's not the same guy anymore, I think. But Brewers here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to be looking to fade Pivetta against the AL East specifically. That's why I am not on the Brewers here today. A little pricey for me as well. So we move on with our day here. And let's get on to the gift here. TJ said his gift was Oakland, Texas over. I believe he said over 8. So I jumped on there with him. My guy Jimmy also on the over in this game as well. So I'm on the over 8 here. I got it at -125 here. John Gray versus JP Sears. And it's funny. This is obviously not any of my capping on this. I'm just telling my guys, believe in TJ, believe in Jimmy, both lining up on this one because every stat that I have written down is towards the under. They're 23rd. Texas Rangers are 23rd and 25th against lefties in the 2 spans that I give. 74 full season, 59 for the last week and a half. The A's, obviously, we know they don't fucking hit. John Gray has been all right this year. He got left his last start early because he got smoked on the elbow with a comebacker. I watched it right before. It wasn't like too bad, but it looked like it fucking hurt like hell. So We'll see how that goes. And then JP Sears is coming off of a good start. Shockingly enough, I know he doesn't have many of those good starts. He's given up 3 earned runs in every start besides his last. He gave up 2. So I honestly leaned under in this game, but I'm trusting my guys here. I haven't had the best season, obviously, to start off here. So doing some listening, as my guy Peter Loshak would say. So over 8 minus 125 is my play on this game.
Yeah, everything kind of goes against it. That's what I wanted to hit on too. Rangers, just killed righties. 258, 19 homers, like you said, 216, 2 homers, because I thought they had a better average too. When I go, I'm like, they got to get solid, and I ran through it, and I'm like, some books like Bookmaker, some other sharper books too, move this to 8. And all the money's on the over. I see a little bit now. So that gives me some pause. And it's the lineups. Can Sears give up the runs? That's how the A's were going over. They were just giving a shit ton of runs up. They were getting a few themselves against the teams like the Orioles, some others. But it seems like Gray could have a bounce-back start. Yeah, and Texas doesn't hit lefties. Man, and look at this lineup, Jose. You see this A's lineup? Britt Rooker, I mean, this guy's got 324. He's got 4 homers, but he's a career 28-year-old that's done nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing up some of their guys, and Miller, that kid's for real. That just pitched the other day for him. Yeah. Hits 100. Yeah, he's.
Yeah. No, I'm going to bet on him. He might be the new Paul Blackburn from last year. The first 5 demon, I should say, on the A's. But yeah, I liked him a lot. He throws gas. Yeah, this lineup is disgusting, Connor. Esteury Ruiz, Ryan Noda, Brent Rooker, Jace Peterson hitting 4 for a major league roster is crazy.
Yes.
Aledmus Diaz. What about a little Connor Capel or Capel?
Yeah, Langiers. Was big prospect. We'll see what he can do. I mean, he's hitting 7th, though. And then Kemp's all right. Smith. Man.
No.
There could be runs, though. Yeah, shit.
I'm on it.
Seems low. Yeah.
I'm on it. I'm trusting my guys here. This is just full faith in my guys. So if I gunned ahead here, I guess I'm taking the Rangers, but just stupid prices. So move on to the next game. This game not actually happening, so we can actually move on to the next game. Minnesota Washington, postponed, canceled, rain, etc. And now let's get to the Kansas City Royals Angels game. Why is this game not minus like 300? Like minus like 340? Like, this is shocking. Why is Aaron Nola, the guy that's given up a couple runs in all of his starts this year, minus 335 or whatever against the Rockies, against probably a Rockies team that's better than this Royals squad, honestly. Like, both teams are shit, obviously, but minus 290 for Shohei Ohtani, the best player in baseball, and maybe even the best pitcher in baseball at the same time. His last start got cut short to rain against the Red Sox, but he was disgusting against them. Like, the Red Sox just were not going to get a hit off of him if he stayed in the game. It was just that gross. Against Taylor Clark, first start this season. Like, it's just shocking. I don't know why this is not like minus 340. So I passed in this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I wish it was more too. You know what? I think this is the chance. It's early, Jose, that you want to do later. I think this, and it's tough to do. Ohtani's just been so good. But take a shot with the Royals' first 5, and this team's been disgusting for me so far. The numbers just starting to get that big. I wanted a little bit more, but I think there could be some value with them. I know some people like to take the half, first 5. Let's see if Ohtani can get some run support with this offense. But yeah, it's just a huge number. Obviously, Ohtani's on the bump. Tons of Angels, I'm sure, run lines and parlays, all that good stuff. And he's been he's been money, but too big a number for me.
Agreed. And by the way, Seabling, someone said in the chat that that game was postponed. Nationals Twins. I've not looked up to see if it's officially postponed, but there's weather, and I have no interest in betting it. I assume, Connor, you don't have any interest in betting it?
Not really. That's a 7.5. It should be cold. I think Molly could pitch well. Can we get a decent start for Williams? This Nats team too, Jose, 8 home runs. This team is not even double-digit home runs. They are hitting 250. Yeah. But yeah, I was going to be off. you know?
Yeah, it's just an easy pass game. Weather, shitty teams, maybe an under, but pass overall. All right,
Yeah.
next game, a great game. I'm glad everyone got to enjoy Fernando Tatis's return last night, a crisp 0 for 4. People forget, I guess, Connor. Uh, El Paso's pretty elevated. It's pretty high up there.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
ball's going to travel a little bit. So all those home runs that Tatis was hitting, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of elevation
Dude, that
added.
stat line was insane, though.
Yeah. Good for him. I was pretty confident. I was like, he's not going to do much in this first start, but I was just glad that they had that presence up there because obviously it helped. They scored a bunch of runs. I cashed the first 5 team total over 2.5, which was fucking great. I cashed a bet for once in my life. It was feeling like I was on top of the world, the smartest guy out there. But Connor, I'll tell you this. This line is the fishy trap line of the day, I think. I want to be all over Zach Gallen here, truthfully. He's started off rocky. I was a little concerned. Velocity's down, et cetera, but last 2 starts, he's just been that guy again. Shut out both two of his opponents, Miami and Milwaukee. Bad, yeah, I guess. Padres offense is the real deal, but they've been just struggling recently. So I don't think I'm going to move on this game, guys. At the end of the day, it's just one of those things where I'm like, it's minus 115 for Seth Lugo for a reason, I guess. And shout out to Seth Lugo, who's carved out a little niche for him here. I didn't expect him to be a dominant pitcher, a dominant starter, but he's pitched well overall this year. His last start was a bit of a struggle against the aforementioned Milwaukee Brewers. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 3 earned runs there, and a 10-3 win there. But that's a little bit of a struggle for him compared to 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run against the Atlanta Braves at the Braves. Like we mentioned, I thought they were the best offense in baseball. And if you go 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned runs at their place, shout to you. It's obviously a great start. And then the Rockies, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Not as impressive, but still a 7-inning, 1 earned run performance is still good in my book. So I passed on this game, maybe even a first 5 under here. If you guys are feeling real ballsy, I'm kind of interested to see what a first 5 team total would be again on the Padres. Because if it would be like a half, maybe I would then be interested to see one of those big bats get through. Yeah, so Bovada doesn't let you pick your first 5 team totals, unfortunately. And you can get a 2.5 at plus 125, but that just seems like a losing proposition. So a pass there for me. I'm leaning towards the Diamondbacks too. Or I lean towards the Padres just because of the fishy line, I should say. I said that because my guy C. Bling also said pass. He leans towards the Diamondbacks. Nathan Cerna likes the Diamondbacks here, and he says Diamondbacks first 5. It's there. And by the way, I like the angle with Diamondbacks at the home revenge there. Shout out to you there, Nathan. Markel saying a little bit of an over here as well. Sean Sullivan saying small Padres. You smell that line. Give me the Padres there as well. So it seems like a Padres spot just based off the line. I'm not 100% sure. Connor Mack, great timing. What do you think?
Yeah. How about Gallen here? He didn't look good those first 2 starts. The next 2, Brewers, obviously, then the Marlins, he pitched well. I mean, Seth Lugo has looked good, but man, I don't really want him on the road. This is tough. But in the lineup, here for the Padres, I've hit him well. Gallen, the numbers. He'll tee some places here, Jose. His homer is less than, plus 300 some spots. He's 3 for 9 with 2 homers. But Cronenworth, 6 for 17. He's got a homer. He's plus 900. I think you got to take him. And your guy, Bogarts, your ex-guy, Jose, 2 for 3 with a homer. Look at him. Or is over 1.5. It's plus 135. I'd look there for those props. What do we get? Gallen at home's usually good. So is this an under? I think Lugo could get hit a little bit. He's pitched well here so far to start the year. This one was tough for me. I don't want the Padres, really. I kind of wanted to take the D-backs. I didn't play that game yesterday. Padres won. I kind of wanted to take Gallen here today, but I don't love the numbers.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough spot. I think this is the toughest game on the card just based off price. I think it's weird.
And the Padres, are they going to start swinging it though? Because they've looked awful. They've had some bad. I mean, they're at the bottom of the league, and you see this lineup now with Tatis back. Do they get going like they should? Because they've had a ton of games where they can't score a run. Or yeah, so man, I like Gallen here a little bit, but I haven't pulled the trigger.
I think they'll bounce back soon, but I'm not
It's gonna
paying.
take a while. Yeah, maybe in May, June, Padres start really swinging.
All right, let's move on. We've got a couple games left, 2 more to be exact, and I think they're 2 good ones at the very least. We've got St. Louis Cardinals versus the Seattle Mariners here. George Kirby, Steven Matz, who has been a bum this year. Admittedly, has been a bum.
Oh, the guy I hate the most.
Yeah,
Even
really?
that.
He's
Oh,
gives
yeah. Yeah, come on now.
Well, Steven Matz here. He's lost all the starts that he's appeared in so far. His team has at least a 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs last time against the Pirates, a respectable one, but they lost 3-6. Rockies there at the Rockies, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, not good there. And then Atlanta, 5 1/3, 10 hits, 4 earned runs. I mean, all those lineups are pretty good. The Rockies at Colorado is obviously a different factor there. We all know that. But he's just going against George Kirby is a tough proposition. I lean towards the Cardinals, truth be told, just because line movement and shout out to Jimmy, of course. Again, this was a game we talked about this morning. But it's just kind of weird to say that the Seattle Mariners aren't hitting lefties. You know, they're 23rd right now, 65 weighted runs created plus in the last week and a half. Full season, they only have 76 weighted runs created plus. So it's definitely lean toward the Cardinals. I think Steven Matz can put together a pretty decent start here today, which is shocking to say.
Yeah, I kind of like the under a little bit. I think Kirby is the pitcher, you know. Heroes. I thought he was solid last year, this kid, and I think this could be a good start for him. My problem is Matz, you know, because on the flip side, go the other way. Cards here plus money. I can't back them. Can't do it or him here. Man, he's just erratic. And look how he's been to start the year. There's no way. But on the flip side, the Mariners at home, heroes, they have not been a good baseball team at all. And hopefully they have the staff they can get going and that lineup. You know, if you guys hit them well with small sample size, Wong, Crawford, 2 lefties, 3 for 7, 3 for 4. So yeah, I'm off here. Lean under.
Yeah, I lean under too. Thank you for asking that question, Joseph, about the line opening up at. On the website, I look at the line open at plus 111 and is obviously dropped to plus 100 in some spots. So keep an eye out on that. There, I like George Kirby. I think we all know he's a top prospect, but I think he's a good pitcher. Something about this line it kind of throws me off. I think the Cardinals are obviously a good lineup too, so we'll see how it goes. I just think
streaky though, too, with this and early on so far. I mean, they can mash. They do have a great lineup, and as we all saw, I mean, last week the Cardinals horrible. They're hating on them because they didn't win a couple games they probably should have. A lot of over money here, Jose, and yeah, this 8 hasn't moved. I really seen anywhere.
Okay, maybe a first 5 under there. Look, because like you mentioned, the Cardinals full season against righties, 110 weighted runs created plus 10th, but last week and a half, 99, 15th. So struggling a bit, obviously regressing a bit. So maybe a first 5 under look there in St. Louis and Seattle. I'll write that down so I can revisit that. First 5 under. All right. Last game on our slate. A good game here I want to talk about. Mets Giants. We've got Anthony DeSclafani, shout out to Ian, versus Joey Lucchesi. A true battle of Italian names, as I'm now realizing it. The Italians out there, I'm sure you guys are very proud.
Oh, this is it. Yeah.
Maybe watching this game with a big heaping pot of pasta, maybe some breadsticks. Who knows? Maybe some lasagna in there. Who knows? But I'm excited to watch this game, not because I want to watch Joey Lucchesi pitch, and I think he's a good pitcher, but I think he can pitch well here today. The Giants against lefties, have just not been good this year. 29th full season, 63 weighted runs created plus. And in the last 2 weeks, 22nd, 73. Just not been good so far against lefties this year. And I think he might be able to take advantage of him. He's pitched 3 times in the minors this year so far. 6 2/3, 2 hits, no earned runs, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and started his season 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. All that to say, I kind of like first 5 money line here, Connor. What do you think?
With who?
The Mets.
Yeah, I had the Mets yesterday. Giants back at home here. They haven't hit lefties though. Can they get it done here tonight?
Yeah,
I don't trust them yet.
They're the last week and a half, fourth best team against lefties.
After the couple weeks they did, but I don't trust their lineup, really. But I don't trust and Lucchesi. No. DeSclafani, not really. I just think the Giants are not a good baseball team, right now. I can't back them at home. To me, it's Mets or pass, but I was on them last night. I really don't want to roll with them here. But and this seems like the Giants could be in this game,
Yeah,
What's the total? 8.5, right?
I absolutely think so. Some places that's 9 right now. So others in the chat, like Rocco, saying Giants first 5, Mets full game there.
I like the under.
Giants
more
first 5. Rocco likes that first 5 under 2, by the way, as well. Remo saying super heavy lean to the first to full game under 9 there. I believe he's talking about this game as well. Or might be the last game, but lean to the under there as well for a guy there. Yeah, I like the Mets. I like the Mets in the spot. I don't think I'll get there officially. A little gun shy maybe. I'll write it down, but I definitely have a lean to the New York Mets there, and we'll talk about
I like the under. I think I'm going to maybe pull the trigger on this.
Full game under or first 5?
Yeah. I don't know. One of them. I think I'm going to be on it. Or as soon as we get off here, I'm going to look at it a little deeper.
Okay. Beautiful work there. Connor Mack, it feels like we just sped through this card pretty quickly. I guess
it was solid.
Cancellations or postponements potentially to help us speed through it, make it easier.
A little earlier, I guess. But shout out to the chat. Hit us up with any bets you like or any questions. Shout out to everyone too. Rocco, Primetime, Nathan, Cerna, Professor Chris, Nasty Nate. Nate, is he still in Vegas? He's probably gone by now. Molly Mall, Bo Jackson, everybody. I saw Big Show up in here earlier. Rem Mose, Sean Sullivan, Real Deal, Prime, Grinder. What's up, my dude? Shout out to everyone. Hit the like button. That's all we ask for, right, Jose?
Yeah, yes, we do. Dominic French, thank you for the record check. I appreciate your asking. 42, 65, and 10, down 26.79 units, and we're going to climb all the way the fuck back to even by the end of the season. It's going to be a beautiful climb back as well. I can't wait. Let's get to these official picks here, Connor.
You got to get hiking, Jose. You got to get there.
Buddy, I'm climbing fucking Everest right now. I'm climbing fucking Everest. I've got Kilimanjaro on my sites right now. I've got my oxygen packs. I've got my native hikers with me with my mules. We're ready to climb this fucking mountain.
Hey, one day at a time. You're on every day.
It feels like I haven't had a winning day in just fucking forever, but today's that fucking day. Connor, let's talk about these plays. First of all, let's get the easy, obvious ones out of the way. Rockies money line for me, the minus 300 fade. We all know it. We all love it. And we cannot wait for it to succeed one time. Plus 266 I'm getting on our friends at Bet Online, so I will be betting that. Toronto first 5 money line. I got that at even money there. I'm going to take the over 8.5 in Texas. Oakland, the gift play of the day. Shout out to my guy TJ. Shout out to Jimmy. Both on it. Over 8.5 minus 107 there. I'm going to move on that somewhat sneaky over, it feels like, in Houston, Atlanta. Over 8.5. I've got that at minus 120, I believe. I'll double check here. I remembered. Because
I think there's a 120.
A lot of places had the 9 right, and then I got the 8.5 at Bovada. Okay, sure. And I'm going to move on that first 5 under. I'll stay away from the Mets. Some people were on the Giants there, so I'll stay away from the Mets, and I'll move on that Cardinals, Seattle Mariners first 5 under there. I'm going to be interested in watching that game there. I have to write this down funny because I'm running out of space. But I'll be taking that first 5 under 4.5, and it's going to be a little juiced at -120. But we will ride here today, Connor Mack. It's going to be a fun, sweaty card. Hoping the dogs can come through for me, even though I think I've seen people say that dogs have had their worst start in Major League Baseball in like 40 years. So that's not ideal. But that's what my card here is, Connor. What do you think?
A lot of favorites. You mean it's so goddamn early though.
Yeah, still early. I think they'll swing back, right? I mean, come on.
I think either the Rockies or the Royals, one of those wins today. Even maybe not full, but first 5. So I don't blame you. Rockies again. Well, back to back, can they get it done? But I'm on the over in that game. Give me the over 8.5 in that one. We talked about the under in the Reds Pirates, a little dicey too with this umpire. I pulled it, Jose. I took Brewers here. Team total is too much. I took them run line. I don't love to do that with the home team, but at +120, Red Sox. Not today. And Brewers, this is a team that regularly sticks it to me. So you could see me very pissed off, you know.
I could, in fact, be very pissed off.
Okay.
-1, -123 as well for you, -1 -1 heads out there. So I wouldn't hate that as well. Just a little too juice for me.
Man, that Braves game, maybe it's just a watch for me or get involved live. I don't mind that you get to that over. God, I just want to see what these two pitchers do. And I lean Braves. And last, I think I'm going to be on this under, Mets Giants. I'm going to look at it here as soon as I get off. Let's run through the props, though, real quick, a couple to give out. We talked about Bichette happens, +600 for his Jack 3 for with a couple. But India for the Reds, I know you have Reds first 5. One guy, he's 4 for 9. He's over 1.5 +135. It's too good. And I sprinkled a little on his Jack +800. There's a couple more Bichette, but let's get down to the Padres. Just too much value for me with Cronenworth, almost 10-1, +925, 6 for 17. I took that, and I just added one more. Throw it for a little bit. Bogarts, it's too high at +700. I haven't been on him enough, Jose. This guy regularly has come through for me on my Jacks. Bogarts. And, man, he's already got like 5. I'll put a little bit on his on the side here. +700. He's 2 for 3 with the bomb. Off Gallon. That is
he is pretty good, that Xander Bogaerts. I forgot to mention Cincinnati first 5, so thank you for reminding me. First 5 even there. I'm moving on that. Let's go.
Royals is tempting. 255. Like, man, if that was near 300, Jose, that could be with the first 5.
Yeah, I think last year the -200 favorites had a losing record too, as well. So again, we know of dogs having their worst start in like 40 years or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm still gonna ride this formula, and we're gonna see how it goes.
So, yeah,
it's not gonna have a winning overall record, but the units will be there.
The units will get there. Yes,
that's what matters. Reb Most, great question. Show tomorrow. Yes, show tomorrow. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Saturday morning shows with Dabby Cab. Hopefully by then I have power.
Oh, yeah, you're out of power?
Yeah, because I fucking live in third world Texas. Fucking
third world Texas.
Pisses me off, Connor. It's the worst part about it, Connor, the thing that makes me the most angry, I've texted like 6 people. They all have power. I'm just the asshole with the fucking power line that's crooked.
Yeah.
So fuck me.
So you had to get into the studio this morning?
Yes. Yeah, I have in fact been here since about 11. I have not eaten today, so I am going to go eat right now. Especially because the bar has just opened. So shout out to the bar. It's fiesta time here in San Antonio, Connor. Best time of the year. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Daryl Turner, another great question. The live watch tonight, the live stream where you'll, in fact, live streaming Razor and the aforementioned Dabby Cab. We'll be live streaming the hockey, basketball games tonight. Some baseball live bidding. I'm sure we'll be in there as well. It'll be all be live right here on the channel. So just subscribe, hit that bell so you get those notifications. And you'll see when we're live. We're live.
If I'm home, I'll try to jump on to that live stream tonight.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we have tomorrow morning, Say Hey plays, the live stream tonight. And then, of course, Sunday, we'll have another Say Hey plays with our surprise guests on Sundays. And then that afternoon, Jimmy will be back live streaming, live betting games that night. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We appreciate you guys. C Bling, Nasty Nate, Sean Sullivan, Daryl Turner, Real Deal Prime, Rem Most. And we appreciate our members more. If you are in green, that just automatically means I like you more. Rem Most, Rocco, Mally, Ryan, Watson. It's just facts, you know. If Dominic French came in here asking about my record and he was in green, I would be much more amicable. He asked it, and his name's in black. I'm like, you know what, Dom? I'll tell you, but I'll tell you in a real snippy attitude because you're not a member, Dom. Yep. Shout out to you, Dom. I appreciate you. Professor Chris, Joseph Carvalho, Nathan Cerna, Primetime 99. All you guys, we appreciate it. Bo Jackson, Jacqueline, everyone that's in here. Parlangel. All you guys are great. We appreciate it. Connor Mack, you'll be back on the airways very soon. We'll see you all the time. The golf, my show, the Fridays, Jimmy's show. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Say hey to us on social media, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.